Greetings, loves. Welcome to another edition of Soul Search. And make sure you click that like button. Make sure you share. Make sure you subscribe. And make sure your notifications are on. Now, Monique and her son seems to be having some troubles publicly. And everybody is jumping on it. And I kind of understand why. Because Monique is circulating right now. And, this is just my opinion, but I think people should not try and stir the pot on this situation and they should just kind of stay out of it. I mean, this is between a mother and son. And to be honest, Monique should have made sure that there were some off limit questions and that being her children. But she did not do that. She is not new to this. So she allowed the question to be asked and she said what she said. So, being that her and her son do not have a talking relationship, they're not speaking to each other, and she mentioned him, then she opened up the door for him to, feel some kind of way about what she had to say. Therefore, opening the door for him to respond. Now, I do think that he was wrong for responding publicly, but again, this is a family situation. This is a situation between her and her son. So, we cannot really have much to say about how he may feel about his relationship with his mother and about what she had to say about him publicly. Now, see, the problem with speaking on family is that is a very complex situation and, is very, very close to home, about as close to home as you can get. And you may think you're saying the right things, but 9 times out of 10, you're either saying the wrong things or you're not saying quite what they want to hear. Therefore, you are opening up the door for them to do exactly what he did, which was publicly respond. And again, I do think he was wrong for that. I mean, she did speak on him. Yes, you guys are right about that. And he has, of course, every option to speak on it publicly, or he could have held it. I know that he said it was therapy for him and everything like that. So he also expressed that he has really no desire in the future to link up with Monique again. With that being said, I'm like, well, why would you say anything? I mean, once you make that choice, you cannot take it back and you leave the public. You leave the door open for the public to have whatever they want to say. And, what happens if there becomes a moment where he feels like, okay, y'all going at her a little too hard, or I don't like what they said about her in response to this, or even about himself. Well, at that point, it's really nothing you can do about it because you've given people that option when you publicly responded to your mom, which it did not need a response if it wasn't going to be private, in my opinion. However, he did that. So now everybody's talking about it. I'm not sure if he quite thought that through, but you can tell that he is hurt by a lot of things, and everybody got this and that to say about it. I've seen people holding panels and everything. And guys, I just think sometimes, we should know when to step aside. Now, I'm pretty sure her arch enemies that she has wars with right now are also going to have something to say about it. And Monique should have thought about that too, because she, in my opinion, was very wrong when she talked about D.L. Hughley's daughter and then turned around and doubled down on it when she was called out about it. So, this is probably going to be pretty ugly for her, and she's going to have to deal with it. But I have a strong feeling that Monique is not going to really care, and she's going to double and triple down on anything that she has to say and any stance that she takes. Now, in my opinion, I think Monique is more wrong than him. I listened to the son's, statements, and then her and her husband's response. Now, I understand that the son mentioned the husband. However, I still think that he should have completely stayed out of it And not only did he not stay out of it, he spoke way too much. And then you can tell. Now, see, I'm going to tell y'all, I don't like Monique, never liked her, okay? And I think she be wrong, loud and wrong. And I do think she needs some healing because the beefs and the issues that she seemed to have with these people, she tries to force them up on other people and make them stand up for her. She's done it with Steve Harvey. We saw that. And I know a lot of people didn't like what Steve Harvey had to say to her, but I understand where a lot of that was coming from, and I agree with it. However, she was trying to make him stand up for her. We also saw her try to make Shannon Sharp stand up for her and speak, on her behalf to the people that she had issues with, even when he also was making it clear he was trying to remain neutral, which he should, and that he wanted to have the people on the show, but she wanted him to tell them off for her. And I didn't really hear anybody, hold her accountable for that and tell her she was wrong. I don't hear a lot of that when it comes to Monique, just like when she had her issues with Netflix and this, that, and the third, she felt like she was so right, and that she got a right to feel that way, right? But she tried to make it everybody's fight. She really, really tried to make it everybody's fight. And a lot of you guys fell for that. And you came to bat for her and this, that, and the third. And I disagree with that. But at the end of the day, that's how y'all felt. And so you went to bat for her. And I think it's just enabling her. I do think that Monique is somewhat of a bully. And I do think that she is just griping off of things that, maybe she should start to take a look in the mirror and realize that she might be the cause of some of her issues with these people that she's been having. Now, again, when it comes to her son, she should have made that topic off limits before she even went in, and there would be no need for her to even say what she said, because at the end of the day, even though she thinks what she's saying is the right thing, or she thinks it's going to have a certain kind of effect, well, you see how that played out for you, Monique. He took it a different way. He didn't like it, right? And so you led him to the door so that he could express his feelings, and he did. Then when her and her husband responded, it was horrible. Now, I kind of feel like they didn't listen to nothing he said, and I'm pretty sure he's been having this problem. I don't think she really listened to what he had to say. Again, the husband didn't have nothing to do with this, and he should have stayed out of it. Now, I think a lot of things that they said they shouldn't have said, but again, you can't really tell people how to deal with their family and their family matters. But, I mean, again, it sounds like they really didn't listen to what he said. And bringing up certain issues, I don't feel like he took any personal shots or tried to, put her, business out there. He just kind of, kept it general or what have you, but them saying, oh, he got this going on, that, blah, 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 and the husband, he got these issues, and your mama's the reason why you driving the car. What? And then talking about money, I mean, there's so much I can say about Monique and how I feel like she's wrong when she's going back and forth with these people and yet thinks that she is right. But in this situation, he said he doesn't want something to the effect of not wanting her to try and deal with this with money, or is, can't be fixed with money. However, to me, it sounds like that's been the main thing that she has done for him is, monetary things. And he's saying, besides that, there's other issues. To her, it was like she was offended. Like he said she never do nothing for him or something because, she's money. And then, the husband saying all this stuff like, again, at the end of the day, to me, when I'm listening to people and they're going back and forth and they're trying to say, well, this person was wrong in the here and this person was wrong in the here, and yes, I'm doing the same thing, but at the end of the day, I'm just saying both are wrong, in my opinion, because neither one of y'all should be publicly speaking on the other. If you can't deal with your stuff behind closed doors, then leave it there. I don't care what it is. If you are not going to somehow hash it out and deal with it or go to counseling, whatever you gotta do behind closed bars, I don't care if you're fussing and yelling at each other, for years to come. It's not people's business. Why give this dirty public room to get in between your situation? Because that's exactly what people are going to do. They're not going to care this is a mother and a son and this is very sensitive and they should stay out of it. No, you've made it public and they're going to get in it. And you are not on both sides. You're not going to like some of the things that people are going to have to say. Everybody's not going to carry the same stance in the situation. So you're going to not just have everybody saying, oh yeah, I see where you're right and this, that, and the third. No, you're going to have people also come bash you. And then next thing you know, it might be more videos done on her son, his business and stuff that, people shouldn't be getting into, but that is something likely to happen. And you might have Monique and her husband. You see how they responded. So who knows what they may say in addition to this. And then you have the enemies, the people she beefing with. You think DL Hughley ain't waiting for some get back, after what she done with his daughter? So as the son, when you decided to respond to your mom the way you did, you also let the door open for people like DL Hughley to come and have, more to say on it. And here you go. And Monique should know this. She should know better. But, to me, it's like she has an ego that, you really can't do anything with. You can't tell her nothing. She feels like she gotta go above and beyond every time. And this is what she's done. But I don't think her or her, oh man, I'm not going to, it's so disgusting for her to call him. Anywho, I don't think they really thought this one through. And Monique, it's not possible for you to come out looking good in this in any kind of way. So I truly hope that you decide in the future to just not speak on this anymore. Because it's just not possible, in my opinion, for you to come out a winner in this situation at all. Okay, it's not possible. And another thing, some of y'all, calling her auntie and all this other kind of stuff, I think it's weird when y'all do that. Just like I think it's weird when y'all call Shay uncle, and it's even more weird that the dude calls himself Shay Shay. I mean, and then people making a big deal out of the Mike Epstein. The dude, that's his style of comedy. Like, it to me, it's just ridiculous. Like, it's so much other stuff going on in this world. It's not even necessary to even try and make a beef out of that, but for whatever reason, that's what they seem to be doing. And it's just ridiculous. But Monique is not worthy of trying to give her some kind of honor, if that's what you guys are trying to do here. I just don't find her genuine at all in any way. And I love us for real. Well, how? Where? Because Monique didn't start talking about this talking like this until she started wanting to complain about her issues. And what has she contributed that we know about that she's been giving back? She's been mentoring or whatever have you. I have not seen anything or heard of anything from her that shows that she really do give back to her people, or she is some kind of mentor, for young comics, female comics, or anything like that. And I never liked her material, so how can she be a mentor anyway? Her whole thing was, skinny bees. That was her whole thing the entire time. And she just always had a foul mouth, and, it just did never work for me. So I don't get the fascination with her. But at the end of the day, girl, you just need to stop. You really need to stop, because I could just go on all day with a lot of things that I don't like about Monique. But in this case, it's just so disappointing the way that she sat up there and responded with her dude to her own son. Like, because at the end of the day, what he said, it really wasn't that bad. It's just bad that, he brought it to the public and opened up those doors. However, you should have took a different route and not responded and reached out to him, and y'all, however long that take, I don't know how things went down, because her husband is saying, well, he should have came, he should be the one. I don't know, something about coming to him coming to her, and all this other kind of stuff. And then people saying, well, this person should come and that person should come. Well, every situation is different, so we really don't know what's going on with them. But I'll stand on this: if he is saying that there's nothing there, why even speak on it? Like, that doesn't make any sense, because it's not only just about you and your feelings. You could take that to a therapist, but what goes down from you speaking it, from anything, especially the public responding, that's gonna happen, and you can't stop it, and it's not gonna go away. Okay? And you say you have children, that's what you need to be thinking about, because they do not need their namesake and legacy and their family business and drama being not only on the internet, but everybody, having a say so and using it as their own ammo. So you should be thinking about that at the end of the day. If you ain't dealing with her, go ahead and move on. It's honestly, there's people out here like myself who already have a certain opinion about Monique. So you bringing your situation is not gonna, I'm gonna get more people to know. Like, I don't know what the intentions are. I'm just saying it's not gonna really help or hurt, because, well, it's gonna hurt. But I'm saying who cares about the public? Why would you tell the public? Why would you give the public any kind of ammo to even mess with that? Because, like you said, that's your mom. You're not coming on here saying it's not your mom. That you're saying it's your mom, and you're saying you love her. You're saying you have children, and I think he's making it clear that she's not going to be a part of their life, which is why he's saying he hopes that she get that with her other children. But it's not going to change that. Okay, children, this is your mother. I know you don't have a relationship with her, but the comedian Monique, as he said, this is your grandmother. So this is what you adding to about their grandmother. They don't want to be able to walk around and have people dealing with them in any kind of bullying or picking type of way about anything about their grandmother and your relationship, or what people have said, about it. And who knows what people may say about you, that you don't need your children getting picked on about that, or coming to you, Daddy, is this true? And all that kind of stuff. Even just off of what Monique and her husband said. Like, your children probably didn't even know that much. And who needs, like, the way they just tried to, like, belittle and disrespect him by talking about a bunch of stuff that shouldn't even been said. Like, that's crazy. I didn't even think that Monique would even, but I think she trash. I really don't think she trash. I didn't know she was that trashy. Like, you think you making yourself feel better by trying to, belittle him and put stuff out there that the public didn't need to know. You should be trying to protect your family and the public eye too, and you didn't do that. So you just lost more points in my eye. Like, that's just ridiculous. I can't even begin to express like how just horrible that was. If anything, you should have, if you felt like you needed to respond, which I felt like you shouldn't have, you should have just let him know that you understand, you heard him, you love him, and you prefer y'all to talk about this and deal with this in private, not the public. You know better than he does because you're in the spotlight. You know how this could go down, and open up your doors for communications. And even if he don't call, at least try to call him. And he might turn around and say, oh, you're just trying to stop it from people knowing, blah, 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 whatever. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Other people's opinions about your family situation it's never should be any of either one of you concerned. But once you give people and you say, here's my permission for you to get all up in our stuff, now you should be concerned. Now you should be concerned. I don't care what the issue is. You should never give somebody the option to use your situation against either one of you. And I just think it's very selfish of them both. Actually, all three. But the husband need to stay out of it. But he need to let Monique deal with her son issues herself. That is not his son. And the way he was mentioned really wasn't no personal shots at him or anything. It's just the son expressing, how he views how Monique deals with him, and her, I don't know how to explain that part, but I don't think it was anything that causes for the husband to even have a response, much less to be saying all that he said, and to know that she sat up there and let him say all that. Like, y'all real selfish for that. And I think that people need to be focus on trying to heal and get past stuff instead of wanting to hold on to it and keep it as a grudge. Because at the end of the day, Monique, you are responsible for your grievances and your issues. Okay, we done heard about the brother and Oprah and all that kind of stuff, and a lot of what DL said is correct, and I don't like him either. But a lot of what he said was correct. Deal with your stuff, because we tired of hearing about it. And I'm so tired of you trying to make it other people's battles, because it's not. It's up to you to get over your stuff and deal and heal. And if the people that you feel like wronged you don't want to make it right, then oh well. How you going to sit up there and try to get Shannon Sharp to speak on a recording? Tell somebody to say this and say that in reference to, or give you an apology. You grown old as hell, and you sit up here, I want so and so to give me an apology and all that, and you know good and well they not gonna give you no apology. And at the end of the day, they shouldn't if they don't want to. You just have to accept it and learn how to deal with it and move on and still be happy and then not bother you. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do it for yourself, and you're supposed to do it for your family. What's wrong with you? It's truly hard to expect her son to get over I don't want to say get over, but to be able to cope with and, find a healing and get therapy or help or whatever, and not feel like he needs to address his mother publicly and, give everybody the option to get in the middle of that. Instead of just saying, okay, I don't like what she said, and I really feel like I gotta say something, but I'm gonna find a healthier way to address this, but not publicly. When he see his mama still whining about, and to me, I felt like he was hinting to the fact that he's done heard. If we think we been hearing about it, he's really been hearing about it, and if that's what he's expressing, I believe it. So I'm honestly not surprised, to see that he brought it to the public, because I know he said, oh, this is about his healing and everything, but it doesn't take for you to bring it publicly to heal. There's other ways. There's healthier ways. There is. I think sometimes people think because they have problems that, they can just make a spectacle out of it. But in my opinion, when it comes to family, you can fight all day behind closed doors for as long as it takes or whatever you got to go through to deal with it. But that's y'all's business. You should never, ever bring it forward, and don't try to use the fact that somebody else did as your excuse for you to respond in kind. If you and your husband thinks that, he's 30 something years old and he should blah, 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 blah. Well, the same goes for Monique. Okay, the same goes for you, Monique. And not only in reference to your son, it's in reference to everybody you got an issue with, because DL said this is how it went down. You saying it went down slightly different, but your issue is that it happened. Okay, we heard it. We got it. It happened. And it didn't even air. Yet you still talking about it. You still talking about it. So when you talk about for the babies that come along behind you and you love us for real, girl, how about showing that? How about showing that with showing women how to actually deal with issues and handle them? And if you can't handle them behind closed doors, then you definitely don't need to be trying to call yourself handling it publicly. You should not. FYI, Monique, your issues with these people is none of our business and is none of our concern. It's just you stirring up drama and controversy. Taraji not getting paid enough, all this other stuff y'all talking about. This is not exclusive to y'all because you're in the spotlight, you're a celebrity, because you're a famous comedian, you have a long-term career, or because you're an actor. There are people who work jobs that they've been on for 20-something plus years or more and retire from that job, and they never got their just due. They never got their just pay, and some of them don't even they get scammed out of their retirement packages in all kinds of ways. There's people in every industry, every job that gets pooped on every day, and they don't get paid what they should. In case you have not noticed, in case you, Taraji, or anybody else have not noticed, the entire economy. So I lost about, 20, maybe 30 minutes of the rest of my audio. It's a lot going on here, lots of noise. But basically what I'm saying is the entire economy is it's at an all-time high right now. And, people aren't getting paid what they should be paid. So it's people that go to work every day and, they are struggling and they are underpaid. They are not, getting what they deserve, and nobody's coming to bat for them. And everybody doesn't have the resources that you guys have to go on social media and to whine and to say, hey, woe is me, fight my battles, blah, blah, blah. So, at the end of the day, to sum this all up, Monique, get yourself together. I understand that you want to put on this facade as if you are concerned about the children coming behind you, the young ladies, the young actresses and comedians and things like that. But again, I have not seen or even heard of anything that you have truly done to contribute to that. But what you have done is shown that you are capable of contributing to chaos. Okay. You have been doing this for a very long time, and this is all that we have been hearing from you. D.L. Hughley's assessment of you in that matter is correct. So again, with the situation with your son, you may want to rethink your strategies. You are the elder in your family, if not, the head elder in your family at this point, and supposedly the matriarch, and you need to think about more than just yourself and how you are going to leave that legacy you were talking about for your children and your grandchildren, whether you're in their lives or not. But do us a favor and show how you can be a more mature woman And, you can solve conflict in the ways that it should be resolved and not go back and forth with your children on social media. That is tacky, Monique. It is very unbecoming of a grown and mature woman. Okay, you're looking bad out here. Okay, if nobody else agrees, if nobody else is going to say it, you are looking bad in my eyes, right? That was absolutely despicable what you and your husband came on here and did in response to your son. And there is nothing you can do to justify it because, again, you are his mother and you are older than him. And, he didn't come at you all out the side of his neck, although, he shouldn't have took that approach. Unfortunately, he did. So you need to you deal with your situations behind closed doors. We should not have any privy to what is going on with your family, and whatever issues you have with other adults, honey, deal with that as well. And if you can't deal with it, you have to understand you can't force people to do what you want to do, and you definitely can't force people to fight your battles for you. Okay, I don't care how right you think you are, your battles are not our battles. Your battle isn't Shay Shay's battle. It's not Cat Williams's battle. It's not anybody's battle. Okay, you claim to be a twin of Cat Williams. I don't know. I guess by saying that, you are trying to say that you are the female version of what everyone is saying that they see him as being. And I disagree. Okay, I strongly disagree. So level up, Monique. Okay, level up. You too old, sweetie. Get it together.